The May jobs report has been released and is once again really, really strong. Way better than expected, which is really good to see. This is from the New York Times. May jobs report, U.S. job growth jumps. The labor market continued to show resilience in May, adding many more jobs than expected despite efforts by the Federal Reserve to cool the economy. And then you can see a visual here. 339,000 jobs added in the month of May. You also have CNN reporting on this, saying U.S. recession worries aren't dead, but they may have passed into a coma at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. That's when the Labor Department released its latest jobs report. And then it shows, or it says what I just showed you. And it's interesting. Something I've mentioned before, and what's really starting to bother me, is the fact that when economic indicators weren't looking so hot, Biden was getting all the blame. Now they're looking a lot better. Things are going more in the right direction, and no one's giving Biden credit. And it's true that a president, in theory, shouldn't get credit or all the blame for the economy because so much of that is completely out of the president's hands. But they tend to get the blame, get the credit way more than they should on both of those often. But here, it's like he was getting all the blame. Now he's getting none of the credit, even though things have been the recovery generally economically has been historic and better than other comparable developed countries' economy after the pandemic and associated economic disaster that caused. And that's really aggravating. And actually, a year ago, he got asked about Elon Musk, saying he has a bad feeling about the economy, and people keep predicting, as a CNN article noted, that a recession is just around the corner, and most people will attach to that. It's going to be Biden's fault, the recession, and Biden's going to cause it. Things look good now, but they're about to get really bad. Not that everything's good. I have to say that every time. They're getting better, which is the point of this segment. And he had a funny response to Elon Musk a year ago predicting a recession, and he responded nicely. And now we're a year later, and it still hasn't happened, or at least saying he has a bad feeling about the economy.
Elon Musk has said that he has a super bad feeling about the U.S. economy. He's laying off 10%. You say Elon Musk about his feeling about the economy. Jamie Dimon has said similar things.
Well, let me tell you, while Elon Musk is talking about that, Ford is increasing their investment overwhelmingly. I think Ford is increasing.
And then we'll skip forward to the funny part.
Making computer chips. You know, lots of luck on his trip to the moon. I mean, you know.
Lots of luck on his trip to the moon. Very nice. And even though Elon Musk and many others were saying recession, it's about to happen, we're now a year later, and we're still getting really strong jobs numbers, like what I just showed you. And so if he's going to constantly get blamed for a possible recession that hasn't happened yet, or for inflation that was an obvious aftermath of the recovery spending that had to be done just to keep people above water, and the inflation that happened worldwide, and gas prices that didn't have to do with the policy decisions he made. If he's going to get blamed for all of that, why not give him more credit than any president really deserves for such an incredible economic recovery that has happened under his leadership?